Hi guys, Ape here of the PocketBot Collective. And today we're gonna look at the latest and possibly last of the IronFactory Seeker molds. It is Sandstorm. But before we get into him, let's see what he comes with. He comes in a standard IronFactory box with some product shots on there. Sorry. He's part of the Tyrant's Wings series. This one's called Desert Rose, but of course we know him as Sandstorm. And he's designated IF-EX20D. There's a lot of IF-EX20s out there. It has the other product shots on the back and sides. Nicely done. Standard for the IronFactory Seeker mold. Has a set of instructions, but if you have a couple of the Seeker mold already, then you know how to transform this guy. We'll show it off later. And then most of these come with a special little card. Apparently I have number 873, although I have to admit I don't know how many have been made. It's a translucent card, by the way. Pretty cool. Put that to the side as well. And then he comes with a baggie of accessories. Let's see what's in there. Of course, there's the flight stand adapter. Standard for these guys. And then he has a bunch of hands. I've got some hands on there already. So he's got the open palm hands. In this now nice brown. He's got the closed fists. Again, they're both pairs, but I've got these hands on him, the other ones. And then, not sure why, but he comes with two sets of the open hands, and as you can see, one has the actual mushroom peg on it and one doesn't. That's because they changed it a little bit over the years. I mean, these are the hands that come standard attached. These are the hands that, if you unscrew the forearm, take the mushroom pegged hands out, screw the forearms back together, then these are the hands you can just easily swap. But he's got a set of each. Sorry, match them up properly. So the mushroom pegged hands, holding hands, sorry, and just pegged holding hands. Also comes with his signature bombs, which we'll show off in a minute. Let's have a quick look at him. I really like the graphics on this guy. And why that is exactly, you will find out later. It's nicely done, nice and clean. Has visible arm syndrome, just like all the versions. Yeah, all the Seekers have this, the IronFactory Seekers, but the upside is that you can leave whatever hands attached when you transform them, because they don't get in the way at all. Has some landing gear, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Nice details. And of course his signature bombs. Now I don't know if you know who Sandstorm is, because obviously this is not the Autobot triple changer Sandstorm. This is, I guess technically it's Ramjet. But in Generation 1 you had Ramjet, then you had a recolor of him in Generation 2, and this was supposed to be that recolor of the Generation 2 recolor of Ramjet, Sandstorm. But by Hasbro, it was never released in the Generation 1 or 2 lines. But you can clearly see where he takes his cues from. I like the bit of purple there, I like the gunmetal, like the black, like the camo. He is a very nicely done jet. Alright, let's do some comparisons, shall we? Let's put them like that. and let's have a look. Here he is with another IronFactory Seeker, Sandstorm, and Hasbro's core class Starscream. And here he is with his Magic Square counterpart, Ramjet, and a New Age Seeker Action Master Thundercracker. And you can see that IronFactory scales quite small compared to the other two companies. And finally, here he is compared to IronFactory's Run Amok, a standard car, and Mechanic Studios' Blitzwing. Just for scale. Now let's get him transformed, shall we? And there we go. That is Sandstorm transformed. Now let's have a look at him. Obviously he's still a conehead. Nicely painted all over. You don't see much of the camouflage come back in the in robot form, but it is on the back of the wings, of course. And that's why I turned these pieces around as well. So if you start posing him, you can see a little bit of that come through as well. Here you also see the two different hands that I installed. One fist, one open hand. Quick articulation. The head is on a ball joint, so it can spin all the way around. Have a bit of up, a bit of down. The confused look, as you saw. Nice paint on his shoulder pauldrons. Hinge in the shoulder, hinge in the shoulder and a ball joint, so you get all the range. Cut at the biceps with a mushroom peg, single hinged elbows, and wrist articulation because you can swap out the hands. No ab crunch, but has waist rotation. Just get the arms out of the way for a minute. Ball jointed hips, mushroom peg in the thigh. Doesn't get you the full Van Damme, but gets you plenty of range anyways. All the way forward, all the way backwards. And he has a double hinged knee, so you get quite a bit of articulation there. And then the feet they have toe tails due to transformation, and they're on a ball joint and a hinge, so plenty of articulation there as well. That's a bit of a silly pose, isn't it? Let's just give him a better pose. There we go. His, what are they, cluster bombs? Or missiles, whatever, they attach to the pegs on his arm, and there you go. A very cool little figure in my opinion. Now, let's do some comparisons in robot mode. Here he is with Core Class Starscream from Hasbro and IronFactory's Runabout. You can see that the Core Class are a little bit smaller, but the double hinge knees come in play here, because if I just tilt the knees down a little bit, and it doesn't look weird in robot mode at all, then he pretty much becomes the same size as Core Class Starscream. So if you have a lot of Core Class figures, then you can also incorporate the IronFactory figures. Now when comparing him to the other two big companies, New Age and Magic Square, we kinda have to do the opposite. We have to extend the knees as far as possible. Again, doesn't hinder robot mode. If you look from the top, he becomes a bit gappy there, but that's okay. And now he stands about their size. So he also works with the other Seekers. And now my personal favorite, and we'll put the knees back into the normal position for this. Here he is with two of the other IronFactory Seekers. And that is exactly why I got him. These are the only three IronFactory Seekers that I have, and I think they look great together. It's Ironstorm, Acid Storm, and Sandstorm. Obviously, these three don't form the Rainmaker trio, but for me, I kind of present them as the Stormbringers. And I really like that. They have their nice individual graphics. Let me put him backwards for a minute. So also in jet mode, these guys look great. I think these color schemes and these tampos all complement each other. And that is why I have him in my collection. So there you go. That is the review of IronFactory's IF-EX20D Desert Rose, aka Sandstorm. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day, and I will see you next time. Ape out!